Watch it. Watch it. Come on! Hey! Which way you going? I'm sure you've done that before. In your head. But it's a known fact that we dropped our phones. When you buy a phone and sign a contract to your mobile carrier, you sign the inevitable day you'll drop your phone and crack the screen. I should know, because I've done it. Whether you do it on purpose or not, it's gonna happen. Here's your new phone. Oh no, it's already got cracked. You want to get it repaired? That'll be $500. Do you want to sign a warranty in case your phone breaks again? Nah, I'm good, thanks. I should have gotten a warranty. If you don't have a phone, why are you watching this video? Unless you're a part of my generation. Having owned 3 phones by now, I understand the difficulties of keeping a precious item in my hand without dropping it. Especially when they can easily fall on my hands while rocking out. I didn't own a phone at first. I know by now everyone carries one. But when phones started having touchscreens, I was the only one who didn't have a phone. The only phone I ever held during middle school in case I needed to call someone was my parents' phone during field trips. And that didn't even have a touchscreen. What were they called? Folding phones. Honestly, folding phones weren't that bad. I could still play games like Tetris, though I still had to be careful carrying my parents' phone because they didn't have a case back then. It was only when my parents got a case for the phone was when I didn't have to be super cautious carrying it around. Wait, I can't play games while it's in this case? Once my parents thought I was responsible enough, they bought me an iPod Touch. Hang on. That's not a phone. Yes, it's not a phone and it's right, but it's similar to a phone. It makes calls and has apps, so I'm counting it in. I wanted the blue one cause blue's my favorite color, duh. But my sister wouldn't let me cause she already had blue, so I went with yellow. But hey, I finally got something similar to a phone with a touchscreen that was something my parents trusted me. And then I cracked it on the first day. But to be fair, it's not the worst way to damage your phone the first day. I say it's a natural occurrence to have when buying a phone. One time one of my cousins bought a phone and the first day she dropped it in the toilet. Which... I don't even know how that's possible. But you get the gist. Whether you buy a phone or something, you're gonna drop it at some point. Parties, you drop your phone. School, you drop your phone. Walking, you drop your phone. Car crashes? Surprisingly, you didn't drop your phone and use it and take a picture and upload it online to get those likes. What I'm getting is, no matter how confident or prepared you are, you're gonna drop your phone. But if your phone didn't have a screen, then you wouldn't have to be worried about dropping it. What were they called? The IBM Simon Personal Communicator. Oh wait, they had a screen. When I first got my iPod, I was really careful of not dropping it because it was the first thing I owned ever since a Game Boy. If someone asked to look at my iPod, I was so scared of someone stealing my iPod that I barely used it at school. Which might have been a good thing since I wasn't really allowed to use phone at school, but that kind of defeats the purpose of bringing an iPod if you want to listen to music. I treated it like a top secret file that needed to be handed off to the president. The cure to all diseases. The secrets that will lead to world peace. Mr. President, sir, here's that file you wanted. It's just an iPod. Yes! Honestly, at this point, I don't know how to live without a phone, especially since most of my time is playing on it with the rise of gacha games. I'm not a whaler. When I didn't own my iPod at the time, some of my friends had spare phones if they had a whole box of them ready to lend them out, and they would let me borrow one so we can all play the same app game together. Why do you have so many phones? Are your parents that worried you'll get lost? Speaking of lending your phone to someone, I don't know how people can do that. Sure, if it was a relative, that's understandable because you want to keep in contact. I used to get anxious whenever I lend my phone because I get this cryptic fear that I'll drop it and step on it because it's just an inevitability. What? I'm paranoid. All of you would be if you couldn't find your phone. Plus you need them for navigation apps to find your way. I know most of you use that instead of a map. What do you think this is? The year 2000s? Hey, where am I supposed to go? Well, I'm lost. If there was $1 how many times we dropped our phones, we'd be millionaires. Which begs the question, why do we drop our phones all the time? You'd think for something that contains all our precious memories and contacts we would hold it tight in our hand, right? Well, there's a lot of factors of why we drop our phones. For one, phones are pretty slippery. They're pretty smooth and whenever we trip it flies out of our hands. Plus, they're small, so they fall pretty easy off our back pockets, and we make videos of dropping our phones as clickbait. Does anybody remember Tech Racks? The guy that dropped the latest phones and submerged them in extreme temperature like lavas? I liked his videos. By the time I got into college, my parents finally got me a real phone. Not the iPod Touch that I've been using throughout high school, but an actual phone so I can make phone calls. Having gained experience from my iPod Touch, I've learned how to handle phones. I've gotten a black belt on how to hold phones without dropping them so the screen doesn't crack. I've learned the importance of holding something so precious that you never want to let go because it makes your life so fulfilled. Ooh, a penny. I dropped my phone in the first month I got it. Don't look at me like that. I know you dropped your phone in the first few months. I know some of you dropped your phones in waters or in your suit because you want to see it could float. No, don't hide it. Don't hide your broken phones away. Don't be afraid. Show them to the world. It's just a known fact that we're going to drop our phones. Nothing can change that. It's almost as if some conspiracy by companies making their phones slippery on purpose, forcing us to drop our phones when we least expect it and making us pay for repairs or buy new phones. Haha! The designs of our phones are perfect. Now when they fall, their phones will break, so our customers have to pay for it if they want to get their phones fixed or buy our latest products. Sir, you are a goddamn genius. If that's the case, there's really nothing we can do. No matter how prepared we are, our phone's just gonna fall off our hands and crack the moment they hit the ground. I got an idea! Why don't we get rid of our phones? That way we don't have to worry about dropping our phones. Cause we don't have them.
Boo, you suck!
There's been a debate on how we can reduce the risk of dropping our phones so we don't have to pay for repairs or buying a new phone. One of them is always gripping your phone all the time as if it's glued to your hand so it doesn't fall off. Which, I would say I wouldn't entirely disagree. One time when I was biking with my iPod in my hand, because I wanted to listen to music, I got hit by a truck. This is a story for another time. And do you know what caught my eye while I was laying on the ground? My iPod in my hand. No scratches, no signs of being dropped. It remained safe because I held it tight in my hand. This is how you protect phones from trucks! That was just one way to protect your phone. Another debate is to get a stronger phone case. Sure, we have phone cases, I mean really you can find one online. But they don't exactly stop your phone screen from cracking, but it does stop our phones from breaking most of the time. Speaking of which, does anybody buy that phone case at retailers? Don't. They're just basic. As phones become more advanced, so does our cases. But that does make us reckless, doesn't it? When we buy a brand new phone, we are really careful of not dropping it because even a simple trick will make us lose our grip on our phones and cost like a few $100s for repairs. Once we get a case for our phones, our danger sensor is off, and when our phone hits the ground, we're just... I got a case for my phone. It's fine. Which is true, depending on how good your phone case is, it can protect your phone, but it doesn't stop our phone from cracking screens unless you're really unlucky. A lot of times we spin our phones and do cool tricks to show off as if we're spinning a pizza box with our dexterity. Everyone is amazed because the thought of our valuable device being spun with the anticipation of our phones dropping excites them. I'm not innocent from this either. I never really spun my phone in front of others, but I did have a loop strap for my iPod. It was an accessory that attaches itself to my iPod while strapped to my wrist. Kinda like a Wii remote. So whenever I give high five to my friends, I let go of my iPod and they become shocked when my iPod is falling from my hand. Hey, give me 5. Okay. That was fun to watch. I think we can all agree that we've seen a lifetime of phone cracks. Not from us, but from our surroundings. You're gonna see people dropping their phones, accidents or not. And at least one of them is gonna have a cracked screen. But at this point now, it's nothing new. Sure, once we see a crack in our phone screen, we're appalled and may develop PTSD. But all we gotta do is pay for repairs or fix it ourselves. Seeing a crack in our phone screen is not a big deal to us anymore. We get a crack in our phone screen, all we gotta do is pull a few hundreds out of our wallet for repairs and our phones are good. Unless you're like me and still rocking with a cracked phone screen right now. Wanna hear all the types of phone cracks? Too bad, you're saying. I kinda got interested in all the types of phone cracks, so here it is. First off, the first phone crack. The hairline crack, the spider crack, the shatter crack, the LCD crack, the corner crack, the window crack, the sensor crack, the mirror crack, the black spot crack, the bleeding crack, the earthquake crack, the concrete crack, the half crack, the TV crack, the knife crack, the door crack, the oh my god, why do you carry a phone to begin with crack, the moral lesson is, you're gonna drop your phone no matter what. The only thing you can do is grip your phone very hard or buy a very sturdy case to protect your phone. Or get a phone that doesn't have a screen. What were they called? I forgot. In the end, they're just...
What do you mean you forgot? You forgot all about me. The 80s phone. The last one that didn't have a touchscreen before they became a thing. But let's see how I forget about you.
Yeah!